Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy VI. In the last episode, we headed back to Figaro, explored around there, did some shopping, rode Figaro Castle underground to the Kohlingen area, popped up there, did a little exploring, went into Kohlingen, explored that area, did some shopping, and found a house where Locke's former girlfriend, Rachel, used to live, and got some flashback backstory for him about how she basically saved him while he was out, I guess, looking for treasure in a cave somewhere. But she ended up taking a fall, getting badly injured, losing her memory. He ended up getting ostracized by the town because of it. And then eventually, I think it was like Imperial troops ended up like hitting the town and she was killed. Though she recovered her memory just before she died. And then come to find out that like an alchemist or herbalist in the town has preserved her body in the hopes that a magical item could be found to return her soul. So that's a bit weird. But after wrapping up in Kohlingen, we got clues that the strange glowing creature, Terra, was seen flying to the south. So we headed south and arrived at the town of Jador, where we are at right now. Explored around Jador, picking up some information. We found out that, well, there's an opera house to the south. We're going to go check that out. And that apparently there's a big kind of class divide in the town. At least there used to be. And all the poor people were kicked out. And they've now started a new town up north. And that is the direction that the strange glowing creature was seen. So that's the direction we're going to need to be heading. And I think we've explored everything in town, and so we're pretty much ready to head out. So, let's go ahead and head out and keep looking. And I was reading ahead on my guide. And one of the things that was recommended is dual earring on Sabine. Because his aura cannon? I think that's Sabine, right? Yeah. The dual earring aura cannon basically hits like a truck. We'll have to see. So, let's go check things out. I'm gonna go check out the opera house. All right, let's see what it does. I mean, it hits pretty good. Well, let me just check something real quick. Alright, just needed to make sure the setting was correct. Here's the opera house. The opera house is closed. And apparently they're playing some ragtime piano. All Alright, then the Opera House is closed. Now, among the very, very few things that I know about Final Fantasy VI prior to playing it, is that I'm aware that there is an opera sequence in here somewhere for some reason. So I assume we'll be heading back there at some point. And also, I'm aware, due to the Final Fantasy XIV Omega boss raids, that there's something to do with paintings, and we saw the mansion was filled with paintings. So I have a feeling we're going to end up back there as well. And the Moonring Blade. That's a ranged weapon, so I think we could probably put him on the back row for the moment. I guess that's the town where we're going. Yep. Now, before we head in there, I'm going to use a tent. Because my guide has informed me that everybody in this town will be lying to us. And that there are also random encounters in here. So, it's not a safe place. These are like apartment buildings. And that's some theme music. I mean, there are some shops here. Zozo? Never heard of it. Alright. Gobbledygook. Alright. This is a guy dead in the street. Great people here. You can trust everything they say. Right. The second hand of my watch is pointing at 30. There's even encounters in here. Harvester and Veil Dancer. Alright. 7902 Gil stolen. We got 17,000 Gil. And that got us the obtain 100,000 Gil achievement. We're surrounded. Alright. Yeah, just blast them all. All right. All right, well, nothing there. An ether, okay. The door is rusted shut. And you're gonna make it back outside. All right. The armor shop is way up there. The inn is right there. I wonder how expensive the inn is gonna be. Alright. What's in here? A girl? Nope. Haven't seen any girls lately. And there's definitely not one on the top floor of this building, so don't go bother checking. Well, if there's a girl at the top of this building, we're gonna hold off, because that might be where we're going. Jeez, that is a big old building. All right. Oh, is that part of this? Is that what they mean? This building? Okay. Well, let's go to the inn first. Ah, back attacks again. We get a lot of these. I haven't been paying attention to my steal attempts. I don't know if they have nothing to steal. 'Cause I'm like, Oh, I didn't steal anything. Should probably pay attention to that. This place is dangerous. Be careful and don't go doing anything stupid like trying to jump between the buildings. Ah. Stole eye drops. Excellent. Well, the drill did the job. The clock's hands have stopped. Set the hour hand. The clock just keeps ticking away. Okay. Yeah, it would be prohibitive to attempt that by brute force. Okay. Well, apparently it's 6:10:50. I'm sure I could probably figure that out. We obtained a chainsaw. That's probably Redgar, if I had to guess. Ouch. Okay. Well, this obviously is not an inn. Hilgigus? Yeah, that does hit pretty good. Alright, we're getting some levels. Obtained a potion. Okay, so it isn't just the people that are lying here. Everything in this town is a lie. Okay. Damages are instantly dispatched as an enemy used with the tools command. Okay. At least it'll do damage, even if it doesn't instantly dispatch. My clock doesn't have a minute hand, of course. It never points to the right time anyway. The clock's hand is pointing at the 2. Alright, give me a second. Alright, yeah. Looks like we're just going to go back to the relic shop. And climb the building. Jeez. Get everybody topped off. Probably throw an ether or 2 or 3 on you. Don't listen to the others. Trust me, it's 8. Great people. Oh, yeah. Hey, no cutting. Get in line. It's really useful for just making them all go away. Okay, so yeah, we're jumping. Alright, top her back off. And watch the second hand is pointing at the 2. Yeah, we have to like gather all the clues for how to make that clock work, which, frankly, I'm glad that I just had the answer. Ether. And a high potion. Alright, so let's learn Libra. Excellent. The seconds, they're divisible by 20. Man, if there's an item or anything that reduces the frequency of back attacks, that'd be really nice to have. It feels like every other fight is a back attack. A burning fist. It is supposedly optimal. What brings you up here on this fine day? Do you need to get through here? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be in the way. I'm not very strong in a fight, and I'd hate for there to be any trouble, so why don't I just let you pass? Every single word of what you just said was a lie. Ah, Dadaluma. Stole jeweled ring. All right, let's chainsaw you. Let's see what happens. Level 22, 3200 HP. All right, let's try the aura cannon. Not bad, not bad. Let's throw Blizzard at him. Try drill. Not as good as a chainsaw. Alright, that wasn't so bad. I got a thief's knife. Hermes sandals. An X potion. And that would be Terra, transformed into whatever she is. Terra? Terra? Ramu, she's frightened. Who are you? This girl is your friend, I presume? Terra, is she alright? So, her name is Terra. Terra, interesting. Her life is in no danger. She simply used a power she didn't know she had, and it overwhelmed her. Now her body won't listen to what she's telling it to do. As for myself, I am Ramu, the Esper. Ramu. You're an Esper? Don't Espers live in another world? Doesn't mean there's anything stopping us from living in this one. Espers come in a variety of forms. My appearance is similar to your own, so I can live here as one of you, without fear of anyone discovering the truth. Why hide the fact that you're an Esper? Humans and Espers are incompatible creatures. My grandma told me that humans and Espers once lived side by side. Of course, that was only a bedtime story. No, that was no fairy tale. That was the truth. Humans and Espers used to live together in harmony, at least until the War of the Magi. The War of the Magi. It took place long ago. Espers fought humans who had been infused with magical powers extracted from other Espers. After that meaningless war had ended, the Espers fashioned a new realm to which they exiled themselves. They feared that if they remained, it would only be a matter of time before their powers were targeted again. But then one day, about 20 years ago, humans stumbled upon the entrance to that hidden realm. Humans who knew of Espers, and thus began the hunt, for Gestal, the leader of the men, knew that he could use the powers extracted from us to create an invincible army. As soon as we realized what was happening, we erected a massive gate and forced the humans out. Those who were captured are still held in the Empire's Magitech research facility, being drained of their powers. I narrowly escaped that same fate, and now I am here with you. She seems to have calmed down a little. I called Terra here to me when I sensed that she'd lost control. She responded to that call. So Terra's an Esper? No, she's a bit different from us. She looks like she's in pain. She's afraid of what she is, and that is a painful thing. What can we do to help her? Once she understands her true nature, the fear and doubt should subside. Is there nothing we can do? The others of my kind are trapped in Gestal's Magitech research facility. The others of my kind who are trapped in Gestal's Magitech research facility may be able to help her. And if we can get inside that facility, you're sure we'll find them? The Magitech research facility? Your people are in there? I escaped alone, abandoning my friends, and hiding here like a coward. But I fear I can remain here no longer. What do you mean? Gestal's methods are mistaken. He knows only to drain an Esper's power by force, but that's not the way to unlock our potential. Only when we become magicite can our strength be transferred in full. What are you saying? I'm going to turn myself into magicite so I can lend you my strength. Magicite? Magicite is an Esper's power in its purest form. When an Esper dies, magicite is all that's left behind. But... these are my companions who fell as we fled the Empire, and I will give you my power as well. You're really gone, aren't you? He turned himself into magicite. He gave up his life to help us. Alright, I guess we should... Why would you do such a thing? Our power is infused for destruction. The skies will darken and life will fade from the earth. We must stop the Empire. There must not be a second War of the Magi. Obtained Ramu, magicite. Alright, well, what else do we get? Katsith. Okay. Siren. And Kieran. Alright, that's an unconventional list. Okay, wait for us. We'll be back for you. Alright, I guess we are leaving. Oh, hello. Everyone's here? I was just thinking. Let's talk on the way back down. So the Empire's been draining magic from Espers. Silas, was all that true? I was asleep when they performed my infusion, so I don't know for sure. But I've heard rumors to that effect. I suppose we must find a way to slip into the Empire. We best split up again. We still need to beef up our defenses in Narsh. That would indeed be wise. I'll go to the Empire. I know it inside and out. But alone? Don't worry. I'll go with her. Lock. Might advise going in greater numbers. Alright, so we're forced to have Celis and Locke, which is fine. And I don't see any reason to switch up the party. We'll take Edgar and Sabine. Wait for us back in Narsh. Don't worry, we'll be fine. If we need to change party members, I guess we'll have to head back to Narsh. So, how are we going to get there? The Empire's on the southern continent. But they've closed all the harbors, and no ships are permitted to leave port. The town of Jador to the south is full of wealthy aristocrats. One of them might know a way in. Where there's a gill. A lock. Yeah? Why are you coming with me? Well, there's a rumor about a legendary treasure hidden in Imperial territory and all. I thought I might have a look around. A ghost? Seems you have some magicite. Want to learn more about Espers? We are really long on this episode, but yes, we're going to learn about Espers. To use an Esper, you must first equip it by selecting Espers from the abilities menu. To summon the Esper in battle, select the name of the Esper by scrolling to the top of the magic command list. You can only call upon each Esper once per battle. When an Esper is equipped to summon, that character will learn spells over time. The set of spells each Esper teaches is different. The higher a spell's acquisition rate, the faster it will be memorized. Some Espers also permanently increase an attribute like Strength, Magic, HP, or MP when the character who has them equipped gains a level. Alright, well, let's head out. Judgment Bolt bathes all enemies in lightning, confuses all enemies, gradually restores the party's HP, silences all enemies. You know, let's give you Kieran. Let's give you Ramu. You'll get Siren, and you'll get Kate Sith. We'll tent real quick, and then that's where we'll go ahead and end the episode. Alright, so for now, we'll stop here. We'll head back down to Jador when we come back and see if we can find a way to get to the Empire. Alright, but for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.